Welcome back, dear students. So let's continue with the problems on inverse variation. From exercise 10b, I am taking question number 3. 36 men can do a piece of work in 7 days. How many men will do the same work in 42 days? So basically there is a work which has to be completed, and in 7 days the same work, that work can be completed by 36 men. Now in 42 days, how many men will be needed to complete the same work? Just think in your mind. In 7 days, you need 36 men. That means in 42 days, if you want to complete the same work, do I need more than 36 men or less than 36 men? Obviously, since the number of days is increased, right, you have got more time to complete. That means all these 36 people need not work. So that means you can have less number of people, isn't it? So that means number of days is increased, but the number of men is going to decrease. So that's why this is a case of inverse variation. So that's why if I take the number of men to be x, then our condition is like this. That means 36 men can complete one work in 7 days, and there are x people who can finish the same work in 42 days. Okay, now as you all know, this is a case of inverse variation. So that's why by inverse proportional, you have the product of these two must be equals to the product of these two, right? So from here you need to find the value of x, right? So bring this 42 to the denominator, do the cancellation and check. You get the value of x to be 6. And what is x actually? X is the number of men. So that's why you need 6 men to complete that work in 42 days. Pause the video and note down your solution. So let's have another question. Question number 5. In a fort, 150 men had provisions for 45 days. Okay, so in a fort, 150 men had a provision for 45 days. I hope you are able to understand. After 10 days, 25 men left the fort. How long would the food last at the same rate? Okay, so after 10 days, 25 men left the fort. That means out of 150, if 25 people left, then 125 will be still left, right? Now how many ever food provision is food? Okay, so how many ever food is remaining now? Okay, that is actually for 150 men, and that will be enough for after 10 days. That will be enough for 35 days. After 10 days you have got still 35 days. So whatever food is left, that will be enough for 150 men for 35 days, right? But do we have 150 men after that? No. That means we have got 125 men after 25 men left. So that means if 150 men can finish that particular food in 35 days, now think what happens to 125 days, 125 men. Will they be able to finish within 35 days, or will it take more time to finish the number of food that is available? Obviously, since the number of people have decreased, then whatever food is left, to finish that or to consume that much amount of food, you need more amount of time, isn't it? So number of people decreased, number of days is increased. So that's why this is the case of inverse proportionality. Okay, so we have after 10 days, as I told you, 35 days left. Okay, so for one man, that provision will last for 150 into 35 days. Okay, this is unitary method. Now for 125 men, the provision will last for, so whatever you have, how many ever days one man takes to finish that provision, we have to divide that by 125. So this gives you the provision for how long the food is going to last. Okay, so cancel this, you get your answer to be 42 days. Pause the video and note down your solution. Okay, so last question for the day. a car takes 6 hours to reach a destination by traveling at a speed of 50 km per hour. How long will it take when the car travels at a speed of 75 km per hour? Okay, so let the required time be x. Okay, so the case is like this. See, if you travel with 50 km per hour speed, you reach some destination in 6 hours. Now, when you increase the speed to 75, to cover the same distance, will it take more or less time? Obviously it will take less time, isn't it? So basically time is increased, but speed is increased and time is going to decrease. So this is the case of inverse proportion. So from inverse proportion you have 6 into 50 is equals to x into 75, right? Find the value of x. You get your x to be 4, and what is x actually? It is time in hours. So that's why the required time is 4 hours. Okay, so pause the video and note down your solution. Thank you very much.